Hi everyone. I'm doing this video because I've had a lot of people contact me, and I think a lot of times people are scared to contact a professional organizer because they feel like their house is too embarrassing, it's too overwhelming for somebody to do it, that there's no hope. They don't even know what to do. They just have been putting stuff down there and they feel like there's no hope for them. And this what I can do for you, and also how having your house organized has nothing else, not just me going there and getting stuff organized. It can actually help you in your life after I'm not there. It can help you learn to what we can do to help you keep it organized and do more even on your own. So what I wanted to do is, I just had a new client this week and I wanted to share, with her permission, nothing with her name or anything, but she had contacted me originally, and part of her email she wrote that they were remodeling a basement, and their whole entire house actually, and their basement, she said, the house is far from finished and we don't know what to do with something, we just put it in the basement, which is very common with people. I tried to make headway down there. I started to get nice and get discouraged or don't keep up with it. Very common problem. Most of the items aren't used because we can't find them or really don't need them. I love to sell, sell, sell. I don't know what your services cost, but I'm looking to make a change for 2017 and thought you might just be what we need to get over the hurdle. I was, first of all. Yes. Anyway, so that happened. She sent me pictures of the basement ahead of time, and I looked at the pictures and I was right away, I was like, your basement's not that bad. It should be no problem to get it done. And so I was really excited to get started. So I started there this week. Let's see here. There was two sides mainly of the basement. One side was more like the family side slash laundry room, and then the other side was like the man cave area where her husband had tools and everything, like in that section you could even walk through. He had lumber, furnace filters. The basement was, I could see where she would get frustrated, and her goal for the space was, they could sell stuff, get it organized, and then she was hoping that her kids would have a spot to ride their bikes in, so that if we got the basement organized and decluttered, her kids could go down there and ride around the basement, so they had a safe place to play, especially in the winter when your kids can't go outside. So that was her goal. We decided on a 4-hour shift for our first session, mainly because of budgetary reasons, which is common. I'm able to work with people as long as there's usually a minimum hour session, so I have time to get started and I have time to put it away and make sense of it. So what we started doing is, if we found something, we started putting in categories. At first, she tried to stay out of my way, she said. So she worked on laundry down there while I started getting started, and I make piles. So we were finding stuff, and I was like hunting, started gathering all the hunting stuff and putting it over to the man's side, because I decided, let's do the family side, because that is mainly stuff that affects everybody's day-to-day living, and also your laundry and things like that. So as we were finding something, if I didn't know what it was or it could have many uses, I would ask her, hey, what is this for? What do you use it for? Do you use it often? How often do you use it? Because I'm not asking her as if she's a dumb client and why are you using this? I'm asking her because if somebody's using something a lot, like some people, they're sewing, they use it once a year, where some people use their sewing every day. They do sewing projects, so that person, they want their stuff to be able to be reached, where if you're using your sewing once a year, that can be high up. So as I'm organizing, I started getting things together. We started finding a lot of craft and a lot of party supplies, a lot of party supplies. And she said that, hey, I have a cabinet over here on the man's side, and this is where I would let my party supplies. And I kind of laughed because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all your party supplies to fit there, but we'll try. And we started getting things together. The main thing I think sometimes people do is they'll have something in every kind of category everywhere. Like she had ribbon, so she had ribbon with her party stuff. She had ribbon with her craft stuff. She had ribbon with her wrapping stuff. Ribbon, let's see here. It was kind of all over the place. And I said, can we put them all together? First of all, your party supplies, I really want to get them in the cabinet, so there's just no way I can put everything. And so we have a ribbon container now, and it has everything. Because sometimes you can, I think that's what people run into trouble. They can say, well, I don't know, I can use this ribbon for, sometimes I use it for crafts, or sometimes I use it for that. Well, then let's put it all together in its own category, because then if you're looking for ribbon, all the ribbons together, you don't have to search all those areas. Hey, all my ribbons are right here. And then another thing we did was, in her party supplies, And craft supplies, a lot of times she had holiday crafts or holiday supplies with the regular supplies. And I said, do you mind if we put like your Halloween crafts and your Halloween party supplies with your Halloween stuff? Because you're getting your stuff out to decorate for Halloween, then you'll see it there, you'll remember it, and you'll use it. And also, like, we found a whole bunch of Valentines. Well, then you could say, hey, let's combine these Valentines, and I don't have to buy Valentines this year. I think a lot of times when people put it with their crafts, then they forget about it when the holiday comes, and then afterwards they find it, and then, again, it just sits there. So, she agreed on that. What's important is, as you see, I'm asking clients, do you mind if I do this, and telling them why? Because it really goes by the client and how their brain works. If it doesn't work for them and they're not going to live that way, then I want to have it the way they want it. I would tell them what I think, but it's all about, you're paying me, where do you want it, how do you think? A valid thing with that is she had family dishes, and there was 3 different boxes of family dishes. I think one was like from a mother-in-law, one was older ones, and I had said, well, let's put them all together first of all and put them in this tub. And she said, oh, well, I really would like to keep them separate because so I know which is what, and I just want them separate. Can I do that? And I was like, let me tell you, this is what we're going to do. You want them separate? We keep them separate. Yeah, we'll have them in the same shelf, but you live here and not me, and you're paying me. And my job as an organizer is just not, if I was doing this job for money, there's other things I can do for a lot more money. I do this because I like helping people, and I like organizing, and I like helping people. So, if that's what you want, that's what I'm going to do, as long as it's reasonable and also protective for you. Another thing was we found an extra computer downstairs on a desk down there. And I had said, hey, what are you doing with this computer? Is it hooked up? And she had said, well, right now we're not really using it because, like, the kids weren't even allowed in the basement. That's how bad it was. And I said, well, your kids are getting to the age where they're in school age. And I know my kid, he has Study Island, and there's things that they have to do. So why don't we keep the computer for the kids to use, and then they can use it for schoolwork or playing games, like a reward system kind of thing. And then they're down there, and you can use it for, she had some kind of cool, like, I think it's like a Cricut thing, but it was another brand for crafts. And like, so then this can be your craft table. And she just told me, I think it was today, because I was texting her about permission for these, show the text and stuff. She said that her kids are really excited and they can't wait to, like, the computer. And so already the 4 hours we were there, and after she did some laundry and I started getting piles, I was able, certain clients they don't want to help at all, some clients do. She was really invested on learning how I was doing things, and I would say, here's your sewing, can you split it up into these categories? And then when she would split it up, I could see what she had and figure out what we were going to do. So she did really awesome, and it saves her money because she was able to, I wasn't doing it, she was doing it, and then I could figure out where it's at. Let's see here. The same desk also, I said, let's make this a sewing area, because she had a sewing machine and then sewing stuff all over the basement. And she would say, like, a lot of times when she was, had things that needed hemmed or fixed, she would start stuff, and then when she had time, she would get to it. And I said, okay, well, when we make this sewing area, let's make a bin of your sewing projects. So if something needs hemmed or fixed, or a quilt you're working on, it's in this container. If you have 5 minutes, you can pull it out. You have a sewing desk now. You don't have to bring up your sewing machine upstairs, get everything out. It's all right here, and you can get something done. So a lot of times that's what happens. People have things, and it's just too much work to actually start doing it because they have to pull the sewing machine upstairs. They have to find their bobbins. They have to find their thread, or where's that pair of pants I wanted to, So we have now a sewing area, and what we did was there was a little shelving unit that was not as deep of shelves and kind of not as, it was kind of flimsier compared to the other ones. So I said, hey, can I move that shelf over there? And we're now going to use it as a sewing area, and then craft stuff, and then a gift wrapping area. So she had gift wrapping bags there, her ribbon, since craft sewing, everything's right there. And then also she had stationery cards, and they were all over the place, and we have that there. So now it's, even the top parts, like office supplies and paper. Then it goes into cards, and then it goes into her sewing and her crafts. Everything's right there. So she's looking for something, and some of those things can be used in different categories. She now has a sewing, gift wrapping, craft area. And what else we did? Let's see here. In the 4 hours, we she had, her house is very tiny. Very, very tiny. And so she had extra canning foods downstairs, diapers, wipies, beauty products, everything. And we rearranged stuff so that now all her extra beauty products were in categories like hair and body. We had first aid and health because we had little things like sunblock, and we didn't know what category. And I said, let's put that in health. And then she said, I have humidifiers and things like that are upstairs. Can I put the boxes of those behind the beauty products? And again, I was like, this is your house. And now you're thinking, you're putting things into categories, and that makes sense. So now when you need something for health, it's right here. And we ended up, like she said, she was surprised. We only got rid of one garbage bag of trash, and she thought she was going to have tons of bags. We moved one little box up of DVDs that she had a spot for upstairs, and I think we had one more box of something else we moved. But just doing that, and then us moving everything around and me condensing things and organizing it, when we were done, we actually had most of the stuff off the floor that you could move around, other than some leftover things I had to give her to do. And then we had empty shelves. So she went from having like almost every shelf was, chaotic and full of stuff, and there was stuff everywhere, to everything was together, spaced out, because I like to leave room so they have room to grow without getting rid of much. And then we also had a yard sale section. So now everything's yard sale is right there. So when they do their yard sale, they grab all that stuff and they can go. What else did we do? Oh, memories. She had memory stuff everywhere too, like her kids' memories, her high school memories, her husband's, and we moved them to the back corner. I said, let's move them out of sight because you're not reaching them all the time. And then we were able to like condense certain things. And same with holiday stuff, we put that more in the back corner because so that we end up having, when you come down the stairs, the spare beauty products, diapers, healthcare. I think the kids' outside stuff like bubbles and chalk and things, and board games. We found board games, and they weren't using the board games because they were in the back corner with the memories. And we have all that stuff right there. And then we made one shelf in another area, her baking goods, like the big baking pans and things like that. She doesn't use much. And then her suitcases and things like that. What else? So then also, moral of the story is, I told her I'm going to send her notes. I always send my client notes and homework so that until she can afford to have me come again, different things she could do. And I told her this weekend it wouldn't happen. My son's birthday party, coach boys basketball, games. But on Monday, I was going to send her notes. But before that happened, she sent me a text the next day after I had worked there with her. And her text said, hold on, let me find it real quick. Again, permission to use this. She wrote, where is it at? We texted a lot today. Let's see here. Man, she did this. She wrote, I told myself I was just going to go down this morning and work for an hour, and I did that. And I started to group things like you suggested. I found tons of recycling and another bag of trash. It's not a huge improvement, but I wanted you to know I'm serious about getting this cleaned up and keeping it that way. Exclamation point. I'm looking forward to having you back. Been posting unused items on Facebook all evenings. Winky smiley face. And I was like, wow, it's awesome. And then she sent me pictures of the man side that she did. And it's like a huge improvement. Like, I was like, wow, like they're going to be able to start getting this spot. Like, I hope, like my business side, I got all excited, but then I'm like, oh, she might not even need me to come back because she's doing so awesome. And, then she said today, because I was there Friday. That was Saturday. She sent me the text. And she said, today, she said, I also made $75 on Craigslist today. And I'll be able to have you back in no time because she has to save me. So that shows you, like, being organized, once you get a plan and I can show you different little things you can do it. You just have to take little steps, and it saves you money. First of all, you're not buying multiple items, and you can see what you have, like all the birthday party supplies. I told her she is not allowed to buy any more birthday supply, plates, napkins, forks, until she starts using some of that stuff because she has enough. And she didn't realize it until we did get it to fit in that cabinet. I was surprised. We did. Well, I did. And then she was able to have everything together that she was getting rid of, it's easier for her to go down there if she has time to grab stuff to post pictures and then post it on Craigslist. And $75 she made in one day, I guess, or maybe she meant like since Friday. Either way, $75. So that is my video today about with hiring organization like an organizer like myself, how you might seem like there's no hope, or I can't do this, or can Jen handle it? I can't. First of all, I like the hoarders. I've been to ones that condemn to stealing, pathways. I can handle it. Actually, the bigger jobs, I actually get more excited because there's more transformation. But not only am I willing to help you, I'm willing to help you when I'm not there. I had told her, you know, if you get stuck, send me a picture. I will give you free advice saying, hey, good job. And now I think you should move this here, move that there. And I really try, I want the clients to have a good life and move things around and really change how they are. Like, a lot of clients tell me when they're doing stuff later, they tell them, like, I'm going to do it the Jen way. And so that's what they do. And like I always tell people, you're not organized because you're an idiot, like an idiot. It's just we're not shown how to organize. It's not something you grow up and you know how to organize. So if nobody's ever shown you, or especially if you grew up in a household where your parents did everything for you, or they had organization issues, don't feel bad that you need help. That's why I get a lot of clients. I hope you enjoyed this video, and it gives you some hope if you're at home and you're not organized and maybe you don't want to get an organizer yet. There's little things you can do. The biggest thing is throw away trash, recycling. If you have something you can sell it or donate it, whatever, get it out of there. Just doing that alone will make so much sense. And then after that, group stuff together. Put all your hunting stuff together. Put all your baking stuff. Just getting it together. A lot of times you can set different pans inside each other. It makes a huge difference. Like I said, we got rid of one bag of trash, and not a bag like overflowing and like crammed. Just one little bag, and 2 boxes that went upstairs, a DVD box and then something else. I cannot remember, man. And by just moving things around and maybe putting containers together or different containers so you can fit more in one container, we were able to free up so much space on the floor and have empty shelves. Like I kept on looking around, like I was amazed at myself. Like, where are these empty shelves? Like, what goes on these shelves? Are we like something somewhere else that I forgot about, or am I missing something? Because I was surprised about how much room we got in just 4 hours. 4 hours. Everybody, if you have any questions, like if you have a room that you have problems with and you want ideas, or if you are proud of what you got done in a short period of time, feel free to post it and comment on my page or on this link. Likes, shares, comments, it all helps get the word out. I really appreciate it. And have a great weekend. And spend even 10 minutes organizing something. It will make a difference, I'm telling you. And sometimes 10 minutes, you start making a difference, it turns into 20 minutes or an hour. It helps. All right. Bye.